All right, welcome to everybody. This is the Insider's Room. Speaking of sports, I've got an Insider's patron here, Legion of Picks, on tonight. It's a kind of a short, not short, but a small guest pool tonight. It's a Friday and everybody's busy, but we're just going to talk about sports. Let's talk about what's going on in the world of sports and our views on and takes on things, and just kind of have like a chat going. So, Legion, big UFC weekend on Saturday. I got lucky. I had a little a 5-6 man parlay going that hit for like plus. I hit $5 or $10.
Oh, there you go.
Cash like 180. It's one of our man Bowser has his and I'll let him take him now. He has his beer can parlays on. He kind of stole that. He kind of stole that from me, but I'll let him have that because now I'm going 6-pack parlays.
Oh, they got 6-pack. So it has to be a 16 or what?
No. What it is for me, it's and I explained this. It's to Bowser. I said, I bet a 6-pack of Natty Light. But if I win, I walk out with a bottle of Johnny Walker Blue.
Yep.
So that's what it is. I bet $5 or $10 on things that I cash that I cash out 200. So yeah, I walk in. I bet a 6-pack of Natty Light. I walk out with a bottle of Johnny Walker Blue. So yeah, I had one of those going. But speaking of that, the whole Conor McGregor. Did you see the fight first? Did you see?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I watched every fight from the prelim all the way through. So I had money on a couple different fights. Obviously, we took the over on the McGregor fight.
Yeah.
And it would have happened if, obviously he doesn't break his ankle there or leg or whatever you want, tibia, whatever it is that he broke. And then I took money on, what was her name? Irene Aldana. And then the person against Greg Hardy, I took him to have a knockout against Greg Hardy, and that panned out. So that paid pretty good for the knockout. So I made up for that McGregor deal as well. And at the end of the day with McGregor's leg, whether he was blocked, I think he broke it early when he was kicking Poirier. Honestly, I think that's probably when he, cracked it. And then all of a sudden when he went to go take a step back, put up some pressure on us, I think that's, what did him in right there, honestly. And are we going to see another fight between these two? Probably. Do we really care? No. But the thing is, the thing with that is when you got two guys that just hate each other, it just makes for a good fight at the end of the day. And honestly, I don't mind watching McGregor get beat again. So, put it on TV and I'll just watch it for that aspect thereof. Because I think he's done, honestly. We've seen his best days. They've came and they've went. And, just he's got enough money. Just retire, call it a day, But he's not. He's going to run his mouth and this and that. And then his comments to Poirier's wife after the deal. That's just classic, I don't know if you heard any of that after the fight.
Of course I heard it, yeah.
Yeah, you're just like, your wife's in my DMs, she's a hoe and stuff. It's like, come on, man. You don't need to be talking about someone's wife like that or nothing. It's crazy. But, like I said, it just sets up for another good fight, and hopefully it would be a good fight because this last one wasn't even a fight. And honestly, everyone should have got their money back on betting on that fight and for even paying for it, to be honest. So,
okay, but I guess my question, my question to you, do you believe or did you see what he came out with yesterday driving around on his motorized wheelchair?
No, I didn't see that. No,
he was driving around on the street in his motorized wheelchair with his phone. And what you said about people should get their money back, because what he said is, I had stress fractures in my leg just above the ankle before the fight. Dana White knew it. The UFC doctors knew it. I had stress fractures, so.
Oh, we'll see.
And so I was injured going into the fight, and But then this is how delusional the guy is. And I think he's been drinking too much proper number 12, to be honest with you. He was like, I just spend a lot of my time practicing on my back So that's why my elbows from the bottom were so good and my up kicks were so good, and that's why Poirier he backed off and he didn't want nothing of me when I was on my back. No, when you're on your back, you still kick your ass.
Yeah, no, exactly. Poirier, he would have probably, if he didn't destroy him in the second round, it was going to be the third round for sure. And yeah.
And my other thing is also, well, if you knew you had stress, listen, I've broken my right leg twice, fractured my left leg, I've fractured both my heels. Listen, I don't even jump, let alone try to run.
Yeah.
So you're telling me you got hairline fractures above the ankle in your leg, and you knew that going in, and you spent the first part of the fight with 9 straight kicks. Come on.
No, you wouldn't do that. That's just insane. I mean, that's just bad management on his part, bad, game plan going into the fight. I mean, those kicks were working for somewhat, honestly.
It's a bad lie. It's a bad lie.
Yeah.
It's not a bad game plan. It's a bad lie. It's a bad excuse. You got your ass beat again.
No, exactly. Yeah, he just can't take defeat, that well. That's his problem, He
is the late 1990s Mike Tyson.
What? Yeah.
No, he's a clown show. He's a freak. You want to see what's he going to do next? What's he going to say next?
Yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
I think he's going to have to fight Diaz before he'd get, a shot at Poirier. And he's probably going to have to fight maybe 2 other fights, honestly. If I was Poirier, I wouldn't give him a fight right away. No, I don't care.
Especially if Poirier wins and wins the title in his next fight. Why would you give it to him?
No, I wouldn't give it to him. Heck no. I mean, if you lose, then okay, you give it to him so you can make some more money for yourself, right? I mean, that I understand that.
But and it goes back to another thing I heard. Do you remember? This is going back today, but you remember Frank Mir?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Right. Well, he got fired. He was a commentator for UFC. He got fired, lost his job because he said that when he fought Brock Lesnar, he was going to kill him in the ring. And they let him go because you can't say that. And here's McGregor threatening to kill the guy's wife and him in their sleep.
No, exactly.
It's money. It's a clown show. It's a clown show. It's money. And Dana White's just going to suck it up.
Oh, well, yeah, because he's Dana White's making so much money off these UFC fighters for one, because a lot of them don't get a whole lot of money. I mean, you win $2.5 million or something is what you win on some of these major fights, right? It's for a belt, maybe $3 million. I mean, so they're not really getting a whole lot of money. And when you look at boxing matches, these guys are making what, 80+ million sometimes, just depends on the fight. It's crazy.
Fight one of the Paul brothers.
Well, yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's just that.
Fight one of those guys.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
and then did you hear about that one guy? The other one, he's like, "Well, if I lose, I'll get your name tattooed on me, and if you lose, you got to get my name tattooed." Are you kidding me now?
No, Ty Woodley. You know for a fact Ty Woodley's going to back out of that one.
Yeah.
Ty Woodley's not going to have whatever. I don't know which one he's fighting. Jake
Paul, that is, Jake Paul. I think I don't know which one.
Yeah, but there's no way. Some Tyrone Woodley's going to have whatever Paul it is tattooed on him. There's no way.
No way. No.
But all right. Well, yeah. All right. I got the first rant over.
Yeah. No, I mean it's just I'm
with
you to get paid more. So that's
I'm with you though. I'm with you. I didn't pay for the last fight. Obviously, I just VIP boxed it, but yeah, I'd stream anything to watch McGregor lose again. Yeah, that's just a given.
Yeah, yep, that's me too. I'd sign me up, and I'm going to bet against them heavy. Just go with that.
But I will give you credit though. I did in part of that parlay I had. I did have the woman you gave, and I did have the other guy. I had the two of the guys that you put out. I had those in the parlay.
Nice.
So, all right. Let's move on. A little NBA. I mean, a little bit surprising. The Bucks came back, made it 2-2.
Well, is that surprising, or is that just a ref job right there on some of that game?
Well, which one? The last game?
The last game, yeah.
Well, come on. How many extra fouls are you going to give Devin Booker?
Well, see, no, yeah. So yeah, I understand. Okay, so they were helping out the Bucks get back in the game, and then once the Bucks got back in the game, then yeah, they were helping out the Suns a little bit more, and then all of a sudden, yeah, Booker had 2 fouls that should have been his 6th foul and out of the game.
Yeah.
But no, they kept him in, and then they just kind of let him play old school basketball. So for that kind of towards like the last 4 or 5 minutes of that game, I actually liked it a lot because they weren't really calling anything a whole lot, you know.
Yeah, exactly. I liked it though. It was 90s Bulls basketball.
That's what it was, and I remember watching that stuff when I was a kid growing up. I'm like, yeah, you know, this is what basketball should be like, you know. None of this flopping garbage or you slapped me in the eye, I'm gonna cry on the floor for a second. Get up,
or
you know.
or it's gonna be a lot like soccer.
Yeah, well, yeah. That's
well, but they just don't cry as much. They don't lay on the floor as much. But okay, but all right, but yeah, I mean, to be honest, mate, who would have thought Giannis after that injury? And to be honest, man, I thought that when he got injured in the round before, I thought that was pretty bad.
Yeah,
the way it looked.
Yeah, it looked terrible, right? And then he, you know, out 4 days or something, 5 days, and then he's just doing what he's doing right now is pretty unbelievable. Maybe it is, you know, slightly bothering him, and he just gets a shot in his knee every game. I don't know, but
he's that block.
Injured. Yeah, that block was, and that came out of nowhere. And then did you hear Giannis's comments about that block too? He's like, "Well, if I was on the other end of that, that would have been a guaranteed dunk." And I was just like, "That's pretty funny," but. Yeah, he was just in the right spot, honestly, for that to kind of happen too. But it was like, wow. I mean, everyone thought, okay, Aiden's gonna slam this in for a dunk, you know, for an alley-oop, but no, that wasn't.
Yeah, but you can say he was in the right spot. But the thing is, though, but I mean, he was, but he had stopped Booker.
Yeah,
you know, he was over there stopping Booker, and to be honest, when Booker threw up the lob, I'm thinking, all right, this is gonna be, you know, will Ayton rip the rim off the backboard?
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
And he just turned and I mean, yeah, that's the thing. It was Ayton. It wasn't Mikal Bridges. It wasn't, you know, somebody else. Yeah, it was Ayton, and you know that thing had some power. And he just pivoted, jumped. I mean, to be honest, I don't know if anybody else in the NBA could have made that play. I mean, because nobody else has got that wingspan. Nobody's got that whatever. But that was to me, that was amazing. And you hear everybody saying, "Oh, which is better, that or LeBron?" And everybody said, "Oh, yeah, but LeBron's, that was in Game 7 and da 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 da." Yeah, okay. If you want to but also, it was against the block came against Iguodala, who was hurt all playoffs with a bad back.
Yeah,
so he couldn't jump, and he had to double pump because J.R. Smith was there.
Yeah.
So I mean. And okay, context-wise, or not context-wise, but yeah, because of the time of the game, yeah, maybe. But if you're talking, what's the better block, mate?
Giannis's block is better, hands down, just because I think it's more athletic for what he did.
Yeah.
You know, honestly, and I you know, the problem with that was on the day you watching that game live, and they didn't want to do a damn replay on that thing for like I don't know, 3-4 minutes later. I'm like. I want the damn replay now, so I actually had to go back on my TV and hit the rewind just so I could see it again before they showed the damn replay. That's what made me mad.
I think they were sitting there going, "What? Did that really happen?"
Well, no, yeah, no, exactly. Yeah,
I think they were watching the replay over and over in the truck. Said, "Oh, yeah. Wow, look at that! Wow.
Yeah, they're probably just not going to show it. They watched it 3 or 4 times. Like, okay, we need to put this back on air here. You know, this was a good damn look.
He actually did block it. So, what do you think? What do you think about that series going forward?
Honestly, man, with the Bucks surge here, Chris Paul. I mean, I don't know if his age has gotten to him. I can't say that his legs have, in the sense that he's gotten 3 days rest before the last game there. So if his legs were bothering him, okay, from game 2 going into game 3, it's like, okay, that's fine. But, you know, from the other ones, it's like, oh, you know, you had some rest now. So you should have looked fine this last game. But he's just not looking himself. He's making bad decisions with the basketball, for one, you know, and his shots are falling a little flat, it looks like. And I don't see the same Chris Paul when he's playing when he's down there in the valley there. He's playing with a lot more heart, a lot more passion. You kind of see it on his face. But then when he's at the Bucks there, it's just like just another game of basketball. That's kind of how I feel with him. And so going forward, I kind of like the Bucks to get this next one, honestly, or at least cover the spread, because no one's covered the spread yet, right? It's just been blowouts by 8 to 10 or 12 points, right? So I think the Bucks can cover that +4. I think this will be the closer game. Everyone thought the last game was going to be the closest one. I think this next one will be the closer game, because I think the Bucks know, hey, if we win this one, our chance of winning this thing is way in our favor now all of a sudden. And so I think the Bucks are doing a good job on Chris Paul for one. I mean, everyone's hating on the coach. Game 1, game 2. Oh, this coach sucks. He can't make changes. And he wasn't really making changes. He was just sticking to his game plan, and then all of a sudden he's like, all right, I'm going to make changes and I'm going to get Chris Paul picked up in the full court and to start pressuring him early. And I think that's tired Chris Paul down, honestly, by doing that too in some of these games. And Holiday's doing a good job not fouling him. So I got to like the Bucks going forward just because of that aspect. Because if you eliminate Chris Paul out there, Devin Booker can only do so much. And we've seen what he could do, 40-some points and a losing effort, So he needs kind of Chris Paul to get that 15 to 20 points and no turnovers, right? 8 assists, like we're used to kind of seeing. And he's not doing that. So is he going to do this in the next game? I don't know. I think Chris Paul, he'll have another good game. I just don't know if it's going to be this next one, to be honest.
Well, but they made a comment, and they didn't come back. The announcers didn't come back to it. And I picked it up. It was like 4 or 5 minutes left, and there was like a scramble. I think it was under the Bucks basket, and for a loose ball, and Paul, like, it was reaching in for swiping for whatever, and when it was over, and they were going to the jump. It was a jump ball. They were going to the jump ball, and one of the announcers said, Paul is grabbing his left hand or rubbing his left hand. And that's the one I think that he hurt in the series before, where he stretched or ligaments or tore ligaments or something.
Yeah.
And it seemed like the next 3 or 4 times down the court is when he had problems dribbling the basketball and made mistakes.
Well, then they took him out of the game too, right?
So, but they never went back and touched on it. And maybe they just, the one guy said it, and then they just blew it off or whatever. But it'd be interesting to see what happens. Yeah, I kind of like the Bucks. I mean, here's they won game 4. I was on the Suns. Don't know how they didn't cover the 4.5, but
no, what I did, I bet that game live, and so I took the Bucks +4.5 live, and I should have took money line, because I was like, with my system that I have, I was like, well, if the under hits, the Bucks are gonna, cover the original spread, is kind of how my system works. And so I was like, well, this under is gonna hit at this rate. Let's go to overtime, which that was kind of in my head a little bit, because I was like, man, this game's kind of close right now. So I was like, I'm just gonna take the points, and if they lose, they ain't gonna lose by more than 4. Was kind of my thought. Then they all of a sudden turn the corner, and I was just like, hell of a deal. That's a good bet right there. But it's.
I mean, sometimes I'm like, to me, they're a very frustrating team, because, like game 3, Giannis just dominated in the paint, and then like game 4, and Giannis dominated the paint, and they were passing the ball around, getting open shots and moving the ball. And it seems for a lot of game 3, they went back to not passing the ball and then taking a lot of threes.
Isolation mode. That's what it was a lot of game 3. And luckily, Middleton was doing good with isolation and was actually hitting his shots. If he wasn't hitting his shots, the Bucks wasn't gonna. They weren't gonna win that game. So he did good. But is he gonna play good away from there? Is Holiday actually gonna ever step up? He's doing good on defense, but I need to see Holiday get 15, 20 points here.
Right. Yep.
And then I can say, the Bucks for sure are the better team here. The thing I hate with the Bucks is stupid Lopez shooting threes. All right, the guy, I don't think he's made even one. All right, I've watched, I think, every game. Maybe he's made one. I don't know. I swear I haven't seen him make one yet. Maybe I was in the bathroom when he made one. I don't know, but it's just ugly. It's like, it's flat. It's just like, Come on, man. Like,
but yeah,
you're
but then
7 feet. Yeah, like,
but he has games when he is Brooklyn Lopez.
yeah,
You know, he has games. He has games when he scores 20 points in the paint and they can't stop him.
yeah,
And that's the thing. Lopez can score 20 in the paint. Nobody can stop him. You know, Giannis was putting up, shooting like 22 for 25 in the paint, and they can't stop him. And then they just go away from it. And Lopez is jacking up threes, and Giannis is playing from the. Yeah, I don't know. They're a frustrating team, and who knows going forward. I kind of like the Bucks, but here's the thing. The Suns are an up and coming team. I think they could be there for a while.
yeah.
I'm not sold on Dave. I'm not sold on the Lakers because I just don't think Davis and LeBron can stay healthy now long enough.
Yep.
And I would like to see Giannis win it just for the fact that he stayed.
At the end of the day, at least a small market's gonna win the damn championship for once, right? I think when's the last time we seen that, right? I mean, I guess you could say Golden State on the first one. Well, you could say Golden State on their first one, right?
Toronto.
Toronto. That was pretty impressive by them. Yeah, that's true. So I guess it has happened.
But just for the fact that Giannis said, okay, sign the max deal and stayed in Milwaukee and didn't go off, didn't try to go someplace else. So he stayed there, knowing he didn't have a great team.
Yep.
But well, that's good. All right, you brought up earlier on the pre-show thing about Dame.
Yeah, and so me being from Oregon and stuff, Trailblazers fan from the get-go, and I've watched a lot of heartaches over time with the Trailblazers versus the Lakers in particular, and Oregon, they always seem to have a good point guard, from Damian Stoudemire till now, now we got him, and I think Lillard will stay if McCollum, gets the can, and Lillard has some decision of trying to bring somebody in.
Simmons?
Yeah, I don't know. I heard that today. I don't know about Simmons. I just don't like him. I don't know if they would pair up well, to be honest with you. But it's hard to say who else is going to pay for McCollum and what are you going to get in return, kind of thing.
Well, but here's the thing. I don't know. You say you don't know how they pair up. I don't know if you could put another guard that would be better for him. Hey, he doesn't have to worry about Simmons shooting.
Well, that's true.
and Dave doesn't have to worry about playing defense either.
But the thing is, if you're Dame and you're trying to get this championship like he wants, right? Is Ben Simmons that guy that's going to get you that championship? I don't think he is.
Yeah, I don't know. I think. Listen, if Simmons spends a little bit more, spends a little bit of time, even just getting he doesn't have to shoot well from the field. If he can, just shoot from the field. Just shoot from the field.
Yeah, that's true.
But if you give him the ball and he drives and he can kick out to Dame, that's one thing. Two, Dame doesn't worry about playing defense.
That is true.
I mean, Simmons can guard basically all five positions if need be. Listen, I'm not, and I wasn't a big fan when coming out of LSU. When someone's coming out of LSU, he's not the guy that you're going to build a championship team around.
No, he's not.
But if you've got Dame, so there's your offensive. I mean, there's your offensive firepower. Simmons gives you defense. He gives you the facilitator, and you still got
Nursic or something.
Nursic, right? And those guys. I mean, it could work. I don't know, but I think it could work.
No, yeah, I think it could from that standpoint where Dame gets to have the ball in his hands, 10, 15% more, because obviously when he has the ball in his hands, he does some crazy, miraculous things with it. And we all know he's one of the best closers in the NBA,
Unless it's in the Olympics.
Well, yeah. Yeah, that Olympic team there.
Hey, they solved the problems.
I see
It's
your
all
comment.
the problems, mate.
I don't know about that. I think that
Mate, Justin for gold now, mate. Javon McGee and was it Zach Anderson? Or I didn't know who the guy was.
Why did they get rid of Beal? Why did they get rid of Beal?
No, COVID.
Oh, because of
he's got COVID.
Oh man, yeah, that's.
I mean, and here's the thing though, but yeah, they will get Booker and they will get Middleton, they will get Holiday.
Yeah.
But what will they have left?
Well, no, that's what was being talked about, like 4 or 5 days ago on the radio. They're talking about that. Like these guys that are coming from the championship game, if it goes to game 7, they're going to have 3 days pretty much, a day of travel, 2 days there, and then have to play basketball all of a sudden again. It's like they're going to be that first game, they're going to be terrible. If not the second game too, honestly, So, yeah, that team's I don't know. Like I said, I think Nigeria or Spain could actually get gold this time around, to be honest.
Nigeria.
I think they can. Well, they got what? I think like 6 or 7 NBA players on that team, So they could do it. I don't know. We'll see. But the other thing is with Dame there, did you hear that if he gets traded, there's talks maybe he can go to Golden State. And Golden State give up Wiggins, and they'd have to give up their second pick from last year, that center.
Wiseman?
Yeah, they have to give up Wiseman and Wiggins, and then they could have that enough room to take on Dame if they wanted to. And then just think about that. Dame would, at that point, he'd be what? The 3rd best shooting person on that team? You'd have to say?
Yeah.
So who's gonna shoot the at the end of the game? Who's gonna shoot the winner? Is it Curry or is it Dame? Or are you gonna give it to Thompson? I mean, that's an interesting thing to think about there. And how are you gonna 3 guards pretty much out there at one time?
I guess they don't plan on having it come down to the last shot.
Yeah, well, because they could just blow everybody out probably. If they did that, but that'd be an interesting deal if that's if that does happen. But I think at the end of the day, Dame's gonna stay in a sense because he wanted Chauncey Billups to be there, and gave him the nod for it, and so I think he'll do better if McCollum gets moved on somewhere else and they can bring somebody else to help out Dame. And like I said, I don't know if Simmons is the answer. Maybe he is. I think he want someone that would be a little bit more productive too, because McCollum, when Dame had bad nights, McCollum was the one scoring 30, 35 points and they were winning games, So if you don't have that guy all of a sudden, Ben Simmons ain't going to get you that 35 points, every other night like McCollum can, so there is that. So it is interesting there, but.
All right, so I know it's now your country, Oklahoma.
Yep. Yeah, that's right.
So I know I didn't pay. I didn't really realize what was going on until I think it's almost over. But so it's Big 12 Media Day.
Yep.
I don't know. Did you pay any attention to it, or it was?
Yeah, I watched a couple coaches there. Obviously, the 2 coaches from Oklahoma, and then I watched Gary Patterson from TCU. I didn't really care what the Longhorns coach had to say. I mean, new coach coming in there. Is he going to make the turnaround in year 1? No, he's in the rebuild phase down there. So is Texas going to win some games? Sure, because they got a good quarterback now. Are they going to win the games that they need to? Probably not. They might make a bowl game, but it's going to be one of those crappier bowl games that no one's going to care to watch on TV if they do anything. So I think it's actually going to be probably better, have a better ranking and stuff than Texas myself. But yeah, for the Oklahoma coaches there, obviously for Oklahoma State with Gundy, he's saying that his quarterback's, at one of the best camps that he's seen in recent memory. And he's contributing to, him last year with the COVID situation that, he'd missed spring ball and this and that. So that's why he didn't progress as well as people had hoped. So now this is the year that he's actually going to make that jump and do a lot better. And he still thinks his defense is going to be good. I think they're going to be somewhat suspect in the sense that they did lose, a handful of guys on that defense. And that defense actually won them, 3 or 4 games last year alone, or put them in position to win for the offense to win the game anyways. And so is Oklahoma State going to have a good record? Yeah. Are they going to beat Oklahoma? Probably not. I mean, Oklahoma's team on offense is going to be one of the best in the country for sure. Rattler is just progressing really good. There is some question at running back for me for Oklahoma in the sense that it's going to be by committee, and sometimes that does work right for teams, but I just don't know if that's going to fit into their playing style that well long term. And are they going to have 1,000-yard rusher? It's going to be close if they do, to be honest. And so we'll see. But I still think that the defense for Oklahoma, it has progressing. It has been progressing anyways. And that's what the coach is saying. The strength coach there for Oklahoma is, saying those guys have put on some good weight and they're doing the things right. And so their defense should be, continuing to get better here. So is it going to be night and day better from last year and the year before? I don't know, maybe 5-10% better. We'll see. Because we all know they're going to need a good defense if they're going to do anything to try to beat an Alabama, So yeah, it's definitely one of those deals with the Sooners. But a lot of people think the Sooners are a favorite to win the national championship, especially in Oklahoma. Most people, want them to win. They believe they can win. So we'll see what that's going to entail. But I think they can make it to the playoffs again. Can they go all the way? I don't know. We'll see what happens there. I mean, what are your thoughts there on the Big 12?
First, I just wanted to ask, how long have you lived in Oklahoma now?
So I've lived here now 8 months this go around, but last time I lived here was almost 4 years.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, I guess I didn't realize you lived there for 4 years. And now I understand why you just all of it, how you could. I was going to say for 8 months, you started trash talk Texas pretty.
Well, no, you see it everywhere. What about this in college football though? With what they're going to try to do away with taunting and stuff, right? You can't have the Longhorns down, but you can do it to the crowd, but you can't do it to the player, But you can get the crowd involved. Like, what kind of? And it's like maybe this is how, maybe it's not like.
Well, yeah, but he said, but you can do it to the crowd, but if you do it to a player, you will get penalized.
Yeah.
If you do it to the crowd, you may get penalized.
No, yeah, and it's like, what kind of?
Well, I guess it depends on the referee. And again, we'll see.
Or no, this is what it's going to depend on: how much the crowd actually liked it and how much they're going behind it. Or are you giving it? Well, I guess are you giving it to the crowd that's behind Texas's bench? I mean, that could be, Well, that could be, yeah. We all know it's going to happen, and we all know, living here, I see Texas Longhorn sign logos on trucks upside down all day long. Every day on the freeway you can see one, And so it's the same thing. If you go down to Texas, you'll see the OU symbol upside down, and it's fine.
Do you still see Trump 2020 flags in the back of trucks?
Oh yeah, there's some places that say Trump won.
Listen. As Michael Jordan said, Republicans buy shoes too. So
yeah, that's.
We'll just leave it at that. I mean, I don't want to scare off all our audience.
No, that's right. No, I mean, it still happens. I mean, it's. At the end of the day, our whole government's, let's just be honest, they're corrupt on both sides. I don't think they really care about us individually, and people have been in that damn, in the swamp they call for too damn long, honestly.
Did you get your child tax credit today?
Actually, I did the other day. I opened up the app and I was like, by God, I got paid from the government. I was like, keep on sending it. Thank you, Grandpa Biden. I'll take it. I don't care. It's.
I guess having a kid was worth something then.
Yeah, that's right. Having 4 of them at that.
I've only got one, and he'll be off that soon. So, but
yeah. Well, that's gonna be a sad day right there. That's when you be in the next tax bracket.
All right, so. Let me see. All right, Big 12 football.
So what about the Big 10 there? So I know you follow them more than anybody usually. So
yeah, it's pretty much it's Ohio State, isn't it?
Well, that's yeah.
I mean, yeah, we come obviously come August. We'll go on. We'll break down some conferences and we'll talk about that. And yeah, I mean, I'm looking more. Obviously, if it's going to be Ohio State and everybody else. If out in the West, I right now I'm going Minnesota to win the Big Ten West. Uh, obviously Ohio State, questions at quarterback, but what team does it in the Big Ten?
No, that's gonna be. I think that's gonna be a lot of a sub 500. In that standing in that division for sure. I mean, is Ohio State gonna get you 10, 12 wins? I don't know. What?
I mean I think the only team that might have a chance to beat them is Penn State.
Yeah.
Or if they go or if they have a letdown game like they usually do every year, they always have a letdown game. I mean, I don't know. This 8-10 years ago, they were number one in the country, and they lost to Michigan State.
Yeah.
I mean, they always have, and that wasn't when Michigan State was good either. I mean, they always have a letdown game.
We got a question here from Rossman. Does Nebraska make a move with multiple years of Frost at the helm? Huh?
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah. They'll make a move soon. He'll be fired. No, Nebraska. Yeah, I mean, Nebraska is one of those teams that they've been hurt. I mean, they've been hurt just for the fact that, I mean, it was great back in the 70s and 80s and early 90s. You could beat Nebraska and recruit in Nebraska, Oklahoma, Texas, and you'd be fine.
Yep.
It's not that way anymore.
Yeah, they're not getting the recruit class as they normally did, right? Like
right.
10, 15 years ago. And so that definitely hurts their outlook as a program. And it kind of hurts Wisconsin a little bit too, as a program, trying to get better people and for their football. And so it seems like, there's always shifts. Every 10, 15 years, there's always like, oh, now people want to go to Clemson, Alabama and stuff. And then all of a sudden, once that kind of dries up a little bit, oh, now where's the next school going to be at, right? And if Oklahoma does win this championship, there'll be more people even coming here, So it's just, people just kind of follow where the championships are at.
I think though Nebraska actually probably shouldn't have went to the Big Ten. They should have probably went Big 12 or stayed in that area. 1, 2. Yeah, I mean, but Alabama's always been Alabama. They've had those shitty years.
Yeah.
But they've always been Alabama. I mean, and people, name, image, and likeness. Oh yeah, that'll even. Here's the thing. What are you going to sell in Nebraska?
And who's buying it? That's the thing. That's going to be a big deal now. Because they don't have a cap on this stuff, right? For the NIL things, right? There's no cap on how much a kid can make, with their name, right? From my understanding. So it's like, so you can pretty much tell a kid, like, hey, I'm going to have my boosters. They're going to hook you up with commercial deals or whatever. And they're going to get 50 grand.
Yeah, okay, yeah. But let's be honest, though. Let's be honest. Yeah. But it's also a business thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
A used car dealership in Nebraska is not going to pay some quarterback $1 million because he'll never get it back.
No, he'll never get it. That's right. It's a small market.
I mean, but you look at Derek King from Miami. I mean, he what? No, but what did he get? Yeah, but that was only $20 grand.
Yep.
And what's the American Top Team, that the UFC gym in Miami, and again, this is where you get kind of like, again, this is where it starts getting shady, because the owner of that, I can't remember his name, Dan something. He's basically signed every player on the Miami Hurricanes football team to a deal. You get $500 a month to promote American Top Team's gym. But he's a booster from Miami.
Yeah.
But he set up a company or a company or political action committee or something like that. But he set up this company, or that's paying the players.
Yeah, and there's going to be loopholes to all this,
But
right?
but he set up the place, and he's the head of this chair, whatever it is, to pay the players. But it's okay because that charity is not a booster, but the head of the thing is a booster. That makes
No,
sense.
exactly.
It's like, yeah, it's like Donald Trump. Yeah, I'm not setting up a blind trust for all my stuff. I'm just gonna let my sons run it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's they're not gonna talk to me about the business. Oh, come on.
Oh yeah, no, it's ridiculous on stuff like that. It's just going to get worse, and I think it's going to hurt some of college football, from especially like the smaller market teams. That we're getting maybe 3-star, maybe a couple 4-star athletes. They might not go there anymore. They might be like, well, I'm going to go to somewhere has more of a population, and I'll get more notoriety, and I'm going to use my social platform and this and that to make money, because some of these kids are going to realize, right, they're not going to make it pro. And if you kind of realize that, well, hey, I got a scholarship, I can go to one of these teams, and I can potentially make some extra money on the side, and knowing I'm probably not going to go pro, I'm going to choose the more population area myself.
All right, and yes, I can see that argument, but I'd make the other argument. No, I'd make the other argument. You could go to a larger population, but if you're a second or third string, are you actually going to be able to get money? Or you could go to the smaller area but be the star of the team.
Yeah, no, so it's gonna be interesting, right? None of us are gonna know what it's gonna look like until they look back 5-10 years from now and say, well, that was a damn mistake, or we need to make these stipulations. And
what about, all right, here's the one. What about, because I think there's something, one, I don't believe it, and two, I've looked into like the site, it's pretty shady. The Masterpiece son.
No, I hadn't really heard of that or looked into nothing like that. What's going on there?
Masterpiece son. What's he playing at? North Tennessee State or something, basketball. and he said he signed with right after they could sign. He signed with this app company for $2 million. All right.
Yeah.
You didn't hear much of it. But then somebody pointed this out to me, and I actually went to the website of this app company who's supposed to like design apps for phones and shit, right?
Yeah.
It looked like one of those websites that you and I would put together off a $9.99 website thing.
Yeah, exactly.
It was just very basically generic, and it had two owners, right? Yeah. Some guy out of California and some guy out of Texas. Two owners, right? Their pictures were fucking caricatures. Cartoon caricatures of their owners.
Oh.
And then you're telling me this site is paying Masterpiece on $2 million for what?
Yeah.
I bet they don't even have $2 million in revenue.
They probably
for something shit. It's either Masterpiece just trying to get his name out there again, because
we haven't heard of him for 15, 20 years.
Exactly.
So.
And why would any company pay some kid from that I never heard of? I never even heard of coming out of high school.
Yeah. So East Tennessee State at that. Yeah.
No, it's not even East Tennessee. It's like North Tennessee State or North Central. It's not even that. I mean, I'm like, what? Oh, come on. And then that was the thing. You're he signed for $2 million, and then crickets.
Yeah.
Never. I think, listen, the kid, I don't know. I am old. I am kind of old school. I mean, I think my problem is, to be honest, what I think women will probably make out better than men. I think women will probably make out better in this deal than men will.
Yeah.
I mean, because you look at like the Cavendish sisters from Fresno State, who I never heard of before, or like the women, or the women gymnasts or whatever. Here's the thing, they have 100,000 or 200,000 Twitter followers, and I bet half of them are dirty old men.
No, and I bet you after that aired on ESPN and stuff too, for those ones from Fresno State, I bet you they're probably up 100,000+, 200,000,
Yeah.
just from that story alone, And so that means they just get more money in their pocket now for that,
yeah,
So,
but then it comes down. But it also comes down to at what point do they stop caring?
yeah.
Yeah, at what point do they stop caring? I got my money.
Well, no, that's isn't it? Is this going to take away from these players actually on the court, on the field, right?
Yeah.
Are they just going to be like, well, I've got to pay 20 grand a day, so I don't care how I perform, And so that's why I think it's going to ruin the game in some aspect, right? Or multiple aspects probably. It will over time, and they're going to have to do things to try to fix it and stuff. And obviously, you're still going to see great athletes still want to perform at a high level, right? But some of the ones that we're trying to maybe get on that next tier, are they actually going to make that climb now that they're going to get money before they make the climb? So we'll see.
And then also it's also like, but at some point, the universities are going to have, or like, will have to co-brand with them.
Well, that's an interesting deal too, because someone brought that up too on the radio like a week ago when all this was really starting to go on. Right? It's like, so if someone has a deal with Nike's paying them for something, but yet they wear Adidas gear, how does that work out? They have to wear the Adidas stuff right on the court or on the field, but then in the press conferences, are they able to put on their Nike stuff all of a sudden? Right? I mean, how's this going to work out? Or even just for the sponsors, because a lot, like Jordan sponsors, the Sooners and stuff, right? So it's like, if Spencer Rattler gets a deal with Nike, or Adidas or, Under Armour, what's that going to look like for him? How's he still going to be able to promote that business so he gets paid and, still promote the Jordan uniform for the school, right? So
or even local deals or whatever. Like,
what about this thing? What about if you're Jordan, Nike, and you're sponsoring these team jerseys, are you going to keep doing that anymore? Or are you just going to say, no, I'm sponsoring these kids individually, so I'm not going to sponsor your whole team, right? How's that look?
Or when the universities will say, yeah, great, but you selling a used car, people are only going to know you wearing an Oklahoma jersey. Well, where's my cut?
Yeah.
Well, okay. Yep. Well, no. Well, fine. You can have your own name, image, and likeness.
Can't have my jersey. 2%, 15%. And that's probably going to happen, actually.
Yeah. You can't have my jersey.
Yeah.
You can't wear our jersey. Yeah, you can have your own name. You can have your own name, image, and likeness, but you can't have our jersey.
Yep. I think that's probably going to happen, honestly.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, right? It's good. Yeah, a lot of the stuff, and that's that's the thing. It's what and it's like, and again, and then you got people like Barstool.
Yep.
Barstool signing up a bunch of athletes.
Yeah.
And like they even asked one of the I can't remember, some girl gymnast or swim or whatever, some basket, whatever. And they asked, then she said, oh yeah, I signed for Barstool for whatever it was, $500 a month or $1,000, whatever it was. And they're like, oh, so what are you actually doing? She goes, I don't know. I don't know what it is. Barstool's just signing up people. And the problem they run into is Barstool has their own sports book.
Yeah. So, and the problem is with these kids, are they actually reading the fine print on what they're signing to, right? Are they signing their name away, say, for an X amount of years? And they're probably going to be like, oh, shit, I wish I had my attorney here because I'm screwed now for the next decade. So some of these kids, they might go pro and realize, well, damn, I'm still only getting paid this from this person and I can't do anything else because of my contract, Yeah,
so, exactly. No, that is it. Yeah, that's all. And one of the, again, one of the lawyers that wrote the laws for Florida, helped write the laws for Florida. Yeah, now he's the one that's doing all these deals for the American top team, and now he's doing all these teams. But he actually came out and he actually said, yeah, that's the problem that these kids got to worry about because, they may be signing their name, image, and likeness away for perpetuity for $500. You
Yep.
know. So yeah, it'd be interesting, but it's like there's some I can't remember who it was. There's some kids that were like it's like midnight when that thing whole came down. They put like out on their DM out on their instant messenger and said, "Oh, here's my Venmo account. Here's my whatever. Hit me
Yeah,
up."
exactly.
What? Fuck, stay in school. Understand business.
No,
People just aren't gonna pay you.
no, that's the truth right there. That's the truth. Yeah. It's going to be chaotic for the next 2-3 years on this stuff, maybe 5, and then they'll finally start putting constraints on it and stuff, and saying, "Hey, you can only do this much, you can only make this much, or something." Right? I mean, it's got to stop somewhere. I mean, you can't just let this.
Here's the problem. I don't know if it can. I think it's almost like Citizens United now. The Supreme Court's like, well, no, I think it is. I don't know if it will, if they can put limits on it. And that's the problem.
Yeah.
The problem is they sat on their hands for so long and did nothing.
Yep. And so now there's going to be the Wild West right now for these kids, and like, go at it. You see what you can do. Good luck to you. If you get a good deal, and if you get screwed, you get screwed. It's on you. And
well, but then think about it. Let's say a quarterback. Let's say we'll go back. Let's throw Trevor Lawrence out there. Let's say Trevor Lawrence signed a deal for like 100,000 or 200,000.
Yeah.
How does that work in the locker room when, like, the people that are blocking for him are making nothing?
Yeah, that.
Does he get like, oh, fuck yeah?
No, he's like, I'm gonna let this guy. He gets paid. I'm gonna let him get hurt. Yeah. We don't care about this guy anymore.
Hey, let's see how good he is if I don't block for him.
No, and that's the truth. That's why there's got to be, I'm a firm believer, like, these kids can make their own money, right? But at some point, it's got to be a team thing too, right? If these players are making, say, 20 grand off of this, maybe they give some kickback to the rest of their team or something, So it goes.
That's not gonna happen.
Oh, it's not, because people are greedy, right?
It's the me generation. That's not.
No, yeah, it won't happen, but that's what should happen. It's like, hey, I'm going to take the bulk of it, but I'm going to kick back 10 or 15% of what I'm going to get to help out the rest of my team, right? And people, they'd be like, wow, that's actually a pretty damn good team. And there might be some guys do that, right? That were actually, brought up proper and stuff in this world, but it's not going to be enough of them. So, it's going to be problems for years on this situation. It's just, yeah.
So, what do you think of the home run contest?
The whole which one?
The home run derby.
The home run derby. There, the couple guys that I liked. I didn't put money on. The only thing I had money on was my book had a deal under 550 feet, minus 275. So I was like, that's a lot of juice. But no damn way they're gonna hit 550. I was like, I don't care if you're in Colorado. I don't care if you're on the damn moon. It ain't going 550 feet.
Yeah. You didn't share that one, but
no, I didn't. I told Bowser. I showed Bowser, and he's like, yeah, that's a pretty good one, man. And then, but he wasn't like too sure about it. So I was like, well, Bowser's not into it, so I'm not going to share it with nobody else. Then if my man is not into it, like the shit, I'm just going to keep this gold nugget to myself. So yeah.
Hey, that would have been a perfect drunk bet for me.
Oh no, well, yeah, and so that's the only thing I bet on was that, and I was like, well, I could see maybe 530. I was thinking maybe 530 would be the magic number, but it went to 520 now, so it broke the record, right? So, but I don't know why I didn't think about Alonso to begin with to win the thing or even make it to the final, just because he did so well the last time out, and he had good odds for himself. But I was going, I was with you on Soto. I liked him to advance and things like that, but I just didn't take anything personally on that. And then the other guys I liked were Olsen, but he lost in the first round to the Orioles guy by 1, and it's like, come on, man. And so that's a good story for him making it, as far as he did, right, to the finals, right? I think he made it to the, so that was good for him, honestly. It was much needed. And so, Alonso just from the get-go, 35 home runs, just set the standard so damn high, no one was going to reach it. No,
Right. Well, yeah, but that's kind of thing I posted in the private Discord. I said, I made a drunk bet because I think it's Bet Rivers offered you put $50 on somebody to win it, and then they'll give you a dollar for every home run in their best round free bet.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I'll take Alonso 5-1.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's
You
a
know?
solid bet.
And I'm thinking, if he hits 30, no, but my thinking is if he hits 30, I only lose 20.
$80. Yeah,
But I think I only lose 20.
yeah. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I only lose 20. Yeah, but he won it at 5-1, so that was $250 there, and then the 35 for free bet. And then I had him straight up in the first round. And here's the thing, and again, like you didn't post the bet, the under 550 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
I had heard something earlier in the week, or last week, the week before. I had heard something, and I forgot about it. And I know I had forgot about it, but I took Soto over Ohtani.
Yep.
And then as that went on, and then somebody brought it up the next day, and it made a lot. And if you watch that first round, it made a lot of sense. And I wish I would have remembered it from the week before. But Ohtani doesn't take batting practice.
Yeah.
He doesn't take batting practice.
No, but he looked good when he went out there to practice before the home run deal. He was looking good, and I was like, man.
But he gassed.
Yeah.
He got tired.
Because he's not used to it.
Right. It took him a minute. It took him a minute to hit the first home run.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And he got tired. And even when they're going to the extra time or whatever, he was always doubled over. Well, yeah, but it's a different thing when you just got to stand up there and start peppering home runs all the time, taking home run swings. And I forgot about it. But that would have been a great. I would have looked like a genius if I would have thrown that out. No, he doesn't take batting practice. He's going to get tired.
Yep. No, you would have. Yeah, that would have worked out great. And then Rossman, you can hit a home run too in that park. That's pretty funny. I mean, it is a kiddie park, that's for sure. But all the announcers leading up to that, they're all like, "Oh, one guy was like, it's gonna go 535, blah blah blah." I was like, "No damn way is this guy." He had his mathematics up there and this and that. This shit ain't going. I said 530 was max for me, and so that's why I was comfortable with my bet for sure.
And I was listening. So I can't remember what radio station I was listening to the next day. And they're saying a lot. Next year they should just wheel out a throne.
Yep,
it's set Alonso on the throne, and just wheel out the throne, and then let everybody else battle for the right to face Alonso.
No, I like that. That'd be that. Yes, that'd be fantastic, right there.
I just like. I mean, but he's kind of like. But it's like the guys. They have the professional long drive.
Yep.
League, the competitions, right?
Yep.
And those guys can hit the ball a mile, but they suck at golf.
No, exactly. Yeah, they can't. They can't hit it straight. They can just hit it hard.
I'm not saying Alonso sucks at baseball because he doesn't, but that is his thing. He's a BP home run hitting machine.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And
I was happy for him that he got it. But how about that All-Star game itself? Yeah, I was on the NL. They suck.
I was on the NL and the under, so I split those.
Yeah, I liked the under two, but I was like, no, I'm just gonna be on one, and then that was terrible. I mean, good lord, the ALs have won how many times now? I mean, compared to the
8 in a row.
I mean, good lord, when is the bleeding stop on that?
Yeah.
It's just gonna keep going, I guess. I mean,
but here's the other thing, though. But yeah, well, you had the Grom didn't pitch, so there goes away. There goes one shutout inning at least. They had a couple other guys not playing. But here's but again, and I kind of pointed this in our private Discord, but I'll just throw this out. The guy that was pitching. And I mean, that guy did a hell of a job, and even plunked Alonso.
Yeah,
but that guy But I think they said the first round. In the first round, there's 40 pitches, and Alonso hit 35 home runs.
No, yeah, he did. Yeah, it was crazy.
I mean, but the guy that was pitching, I think it's Dave. I think that's his first name, Dave. David Joust. I mean, but he was incredible because all the pitchers were like right there until he plunked them. But I posted because we were talking about this show and kind of what I want to do. And I posted an old thing that I grew up with called the Sports Writers on TV, which were Chicago newspapers, Chicago Tribune, Chicago Sun-Times, and it was the prelude to the sports reporters on ESPN.
Yep.
It was a prelude to that. It was just 4 of the best sports writers in Chicago. They sat around, as you said, smoking cigars and drinking, and they do this and they sit around for a half hour or whatever and just talk whatever and bring up old stories and talk about what was happening. Yeah. And I pointed out the one guy in there that was one of the sports writers was David Joust's dad.
Yeah, I remember you saying that. That's pretty awesome stuff right there.
Yeah, he's David Joust's dad.
There.
So. And I saw but the funny thing is, I saw the guy's name Joust, and I'm like, nah, it can't be him.
Be the same one, yeah.
He's old. I mean, but the thing is, it's like the clip I put up from YouTube of the sports writers.
Yep.
They had to almost be the same age.
Yeah.
But one was 20 years earlier.
Yeah.
But it had to be the same age because they both bald and little hair.
No, that's old.
So yeah, that's kind of, but and then they had him on the score out of Chicago, and he pitched years ago. He pitched in a home run contest when Nomar was in it.
Yeah,
for the Red Sox, and he said, and in that one he said, Nomar hit the first pitch out of the park, didn't hit another one. So, yeah, he threw one. Nomar hit in the home run contest. Nomar hit the first one out of the park, and then didn't hit another one in the contest. Yeah, and then Alonso made it look so easy.
No, he did. He must have been practicing for some weeks ahead of that because his form consistent, swing consistent. It was like, man, this guy is just I don't think no one's gonna beat him next year. To be honest, he's gonna have to be the favorite.
I think it was Biggie.
You know,
I think it was Biggie.
Yeah.
That's the thing I actually like. This the fact that because that was his music, Hypnotized.
Yeah.
And that was it. You know, he was just out there bopping around.
He's enjoying himself, and that's what you know with him versus the other ones. You know, he was enjoying himself a little bit more than the other guys. You know.
Yeah, it was like he was in a club.
Yeah, he's
bopping around.
No, we got to score. You know, your score update here. Cubs up 1-0. Bottom of the second. Indians, Cleveland Indians and the Athletics 0-0. Bottom of the second. Tied up. Angels, Mariners. Top of the third. Rockies 7-4. Bottom of the fourth. I mean, that already went over. I think the line was at 11 for that game, so that's going to go over probably. You know. And then Giants Cardinals was 4-1, bottom of the sixth. And then Royals are, beating the other sorry team that we have to deal with, the Orioles, 6-1, bottom of the sixth. And the Marlins came back on the Phillies to beat them 7-0 after losing the first game. So,
what about the White Sox?
We don't care about them around here.
I don't care about them.
I know you do. Well, gee, how about this score? The Padres are and Nationals. Padres 19, Nationals 8, bottom of the sixth. Good God! And then I'm watching the Red Sox and Yankees myself, and it's the Red Sox 4, Yankees nothing. Bottom of the ninth. It looks like it's going to be that way 4-0 probably because there's 2 outs. Blue Jays beat the Rangers 10-2. We got Brewers up by 10 on the Reds. Up by 5. I mean, they got 10, and it's the Reds 5. Up by 5. Top of the 8th. So the Brewers should win that game, which that's surprising because I kind of lean the Reds today. But, yeah. And then your White Sox are losing 1-3 and top of the 7th.
Yeah, I thought they'd lose that one. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. No, I was gonna almost bet the Mariners too. I actually like them for their value today. But I only like to bet the Mariners when they're at home. On the road, they're kind of a different team, right? So I just kind of
Yeah.
I didn't have no baseball bets myself, but just leans, and you just got to write them down. If you like something, say I'd have been on this, and that, and then see if it would have panned out for you. And then you bang your head the next morning. Well, shit, I would have won 4 out of 5 or something. Damn it.
Well. Oh,
And
yeah,
then you
that's
go
how
to the
it is.
next day. Well, damn, I think I'm going to take 5 bets, and then you go 1 out of 5, and you're like, oh.
Yeah. No, that's my thing. I'll go 3-0, like covers and picks. I'll go like 3-0, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I've got this figured out.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
got this figured out. And then I'll go like 1-5. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, no. Yeah, it keeps you humble, man. This sports betting stuff keeps us humble. That's for damn sure. It's
and Rossman, he comes in. I do a small job every Friday in a store like this sports card thing, and he always comes in, and we just talk about sports or whatever. He just comes in, lets me waste time because I don't have enough. The product they send me, I don't have. It doesn't waste up the hours they tell me what the job should take. So he just comes and we sit around and talk sports or whatever. But he was telling me. And I know the feeling. He was telling me, yeah, it's like last week. He's like, every day I went like 1-2 betting baseball. And I said, yeah. And I said, and one of those was a shit loss.
Yeah.
One of those 2 was something that you have like the I can't remember, but it'd be like the Yankees Astros. The Yankees up 5 going to the bottom of the ninth and they lose.
Yep.
I'd be on the Yankees. That would be one of those 2 losses.
Well, no, I was actually when the Yankees played the Mariners there, and I think they were down, and then they ended up scoring a bunch to win, and I was like, did I just win that bet? That's crazy to me, Right. I get to be on those every once in a while, but most of the time I'm on the losing side too. Like, well, I'm cashing this bet. It's top of the ninth. I'm feeling good. Like I'm shutting off the TV. I'm already counting my money, and then wake up in the morning, like, what the hell happened here? Like 7 runs got scored in the bottom of the 9th. Like, get the hell out of here,
but that's it though. But and as you just said, bad beats all the goddamn time.
Yeah, that's
but that's it though. It's like you go like 5 days in a row, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. So it's a shit week. But you go back and it very easily could have been 2-1, 2-1, 2-1, 5 days in a row. You always have that one game that you should have won, and that was won until the bullpen blows up, or it's like just before the All-Star game and I got in early, so I had Cardinals Cubs. I had over 7, and the line went up, and the line got bet all the way up to like 8.
Yep.
And the Cardinals scored 6. No, the Cubs couldn't score a fucking run.
Yeah, no, didn't they score those from 2 innings, I think, right? They had 2 innings where they scored most of those runs, I want to say, on the Cardinals there. And if I remember right, 'cause I think I was watching some of that.
Yeah.
And I was,
But the thing is, the Cubs couldn't get me 1.
They didn't even get 1. Yeah, it's
and the Cardinals didn't have a great pitcher going. That's my thing. Like you're looking at these games like, oh, this pitcher's got a 6 ERA. This pitcher's got a 8 ERA. And it ends up 2-1. Well, how's that happen?
No, that's and that's what I hate with taking over too. Because I look at that and I'm like, okay, one gives up 4, one gives up 6. They're saying it's 8.5, so I should get 9 pretty easily here. With the bullpen being sucky on one team, decent on the other team. All right, I'll take it. Doesn't get nowhere near it. You're just like, all right, well. Guess I was wrong on this. So I need to look at the people that have good ERAs and take the over, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I need to change them up.
But that's the thing, and in that game, I could come out and say, oh, well, I beat the closing line by a run. Oh, yeah. Oh, I had the right side. I had great value. No, I lost.
Yeah. You can say you have great value all day, but unless you win, it doesn't matter.
Hey. Give me shit value if I win.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That's all I'm looking at. Wins and losses. is money coming in my pocket or going out? I don't care if it could be the worst bet in the world. Did I win? I won. Thank you very much. Give me the money.
That's right. That's the truth of it. Yeah. So.
Hey, yeah, it's like some of these. It was like, well, but like the over 1.5 rounds.
Yeah.
I think in one of the books that was boosted or something. Yeah, so I got great value, but it lost. What does the value do?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I was out the money.
Yeah, because some of those books got up to like 2.5.
Yeah,
and they were minus 105, 110 at 2.5.
Yep.
So I was like, yeah, I think I was pretty good on the line movement, but no, it's a loss, so it doesn't matter. No one cares about you were right on the line movement. Good for you, but you lost, so they don't care. So
yeah, try being on covers and pick some parlays and try to sell that one.
Oh yeah, I bet you guys get all these comments all the time, all these hate comments in your DMs and stuff.
You know what? I pay somebody to look at those.
Yeah, that's probably good. Yeah.
Somebody else handles my Twitter.
Yeah.
I'd just go off.
Yeah, well, you'd go off on them and you'd be like, hell, what the hell? Yeah, that's probably a good idea right there, honestly.
I have somebody else handle all that. Yeah, it's that. Because I know some people that I know, some people are on here, whatever. They say, oh yeah, people are like threaten me and threaten to kill me and whatever.
Yeah, you don't want to open up some mail and say just because I gave out a wrong pick and it lost for once. You bet with me long term, you're probably up money anyways. But yeah, on this one play, you went bigger than I told you, and all of a sudden now you're mad at me.
And this goes back the 80s, early 90s, before like a lot of this stuff. But remember, like sports phones.
Yeah.
And like the 1-800 numbers and the sports phones. And there was a huge one. There's a huge one out of Detroit called John Dobbs, and he came out with the you could go to the bookstore and get like the rotation every week and plastered with the 1-800 numbers and his picks and whatever. And I had a mate, he's been on here, Rick. He used to work for him. He used to work the phones, and he ended up having to quit because he couldn't take it.
Yeah.
Because he had people calling him up and, what's the pick today? And he get to know these people. And, yeah, what's the pick today? And he's like, oh, it's this, Chargers -4 or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he'd get like phone calls on Monday. Rick, man, I don't know. What am I going to do? You guys gave us the Chargers +4 and now I can't make the house payment.
Yeah, well, that's their problem, man.
I know, but he's like, well, I didn't tell you them at the house.
Yeah.
Now, what am I supposed to do now? All right, come on, give me something to get out. And he'd be like,
no, and Twitter, man, nowadays it's like Twitter, it's real bad. These guys go on there, and some of these guys post like 20, 30, 40 plus plays, and then they do a bunch of that to try to cover up their losses. And they keep losing, and they don't keep track of what they're doing, but they still say they're up, $60,000 or $6,000, $10,000, and you're just like, you're a phony, man. No one wants to bet on 40 goddamn games in a day, for one. If you're trying to do this long term and you're smart about it,
Exactly.
and then if you're already losing, you don't want to keep chasing to lose some more, so you're going to keep live betting, and then you might win, you might lose, and it seems like you're still losing, and then you get all this hate mail and this and that. Yeah. And I just laugh at all that. I just sit there and it's a good chuckle. It's just reminds me to say, hey, be humble and just stay. Just try to do. The most I ever do is like 7 in a day, and that's usually football season when because it's a limited season, right?
Right.
And, that's the most I'll do. And some of those aren't just straight bets. Some of those are they might be teasers and stuff like that too. To say, okay, hey, I like this a lot. I'm going to teaser this just to make sure if that loses, this teaser should win. So I'm going to put more money on this teaser, or something. So I do stuff like that. But Yeah, most of the time it's usually between 3 and 5 for me, and sometimes it's just one, like, on that tennis bet that I lost, it was just one. That is it. I did like another one, but I'm not going to push the issue. I don't need to. Uh, you can't like everything every day on a board, some days the boards are ugly and you just got to stay away. Um, and that's when you become a better when you have that discipline to stay
Exactly.
away. It's not have that itch and be like, oh, I gotta bet, oh god dang, I gotta give me a bet in here real quick.
Here's my thing. When I look at a board and I start writing down the things I like, and it gets up to like 6, 7, or 8, then I just don't bet, because I obviously I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah, that's probably a good thing to keep in mind there too. Yeah,
I just like wait. If there's 8 things I like, I need to take a step back and reevaluate, because something just can't be right.
I'm about to risk 8 units or something on all this today and see what happens. Because that is your mortgage payment, right? So it's
yeah, and those are the days I'll like go 0 for 8.
Yeah, those are the days. Yeah, that's that.
When I really like things, and I'm like, that's when I'll go pear shape.
Yeah.
All right, mate. Yeah, it's getting a little late here. We going on. Right?
Yeah, no, we could go ahead and wrap this up. But yeah, next time, hopefully we'll get some more insider guys in here as well.
I'll talk to you. I'll talk to you in this coming week. But I think if he can, and I know I'm this. I have nothing planned anytime. So, but and it doesn't have to be a Friday. It could be whenever you want. But let's we'll talk about it, and we'll try to like pick a day, like one day, one time, and keep it that way as best we can going forward. And this kind of format, and then we get some other guys. I just sit around, just talk sports for an hour or whatever, and and same time, same channel, and we'll go from there. But
now that works for me. So,
and like I said, I got some other things I'll shoot out to you for other shows and ideas, and just things you can do, and spread your knowledge here, and good, and thanks a lot. It was fun, mate.
No. Likewise, it's been a blast, and I think I'll do some tennis shows there for the I believe it's the U.S. Open coming up. Is coming up as the next big one anyway. There's some smaller ones going on now, but it's a crapshoot on a lot of those ones. Still playing on clay, some are on hard still. And this and that, so it's going back and forth. So I'll just wait till the U.S. Open, and hopefully try to cash on a long shot here. So we'll see.
So those are good. So those plays are good for drunk betting.
Yeah, well, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Yeah, the plays that on these smaller tournaments are good for drunk bets. That's right.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe that was my problem last night. I wasn't drunk enough to give out that stupid bet, and that's why I lost. I mean, that's probably the thing. I'm superstitious now.
All right. Thanks a lot, and again, thanks for everything. And
Ross, man, maybe we can get him on. One of these times. He's been commenting anyways. Quite regularly here. So
Yeah. Like I said, hopefully next time. Yeah, as long as he has a laptop we can get on. Yeah, the more the merrier, and we'll just see what happens. So,
sounds good.
Wait. We'll just gotta pop him out for a quick one here. Just a second.
What are you gonna? What the hell? I got wedding rehearsal. I can't be coming on here. Did you talk to the wife, Bowser, first and foremost? Are you able to be on here?
First of all,
is this an imposter?
It's not my wedding rehearsal, first of all. And
you should be drunk then right now.
No, that's tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Oh, don't worry. My sister is marrying a Hispanic person.
Oh, that's right. No, that's right.
That whole family.
They're going to party it up
tonight, so I think it's just going to be a weekend endeavor over here.
Heck yeah! No, that's awesome.
I saw a couple chats coming across the chat there, and I was like, wait a minute, these guys said 5 or 8 or 9 Eastern time. That would have been like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
So I was a little surprised you guys are still on.
Yeah, no, we're just BSing, having a good time, man, and I got to refill a beer, and probably get going to bed myself, because I'm going to be going to the river with the kids tomorrow and stuff, and might go camping. I don't know, but definitely go to the river because it's going to be like 93 degrees. So,
There you go. No. Yeah, give me till Monday. Get back on Monday, and then I'll be alive. I'll be live in the chat and stuff. Start posting more pics and those things.
And your Suns suck, buddy. Bucks and 6.
Bucks in 6.
Bucks and
Bucks
6.
in 6. Bucks in 6. Bucks in 6.
Yeah, hey, look, buddy, go grab a beer because you clearly ain't drunk enough yet.
Oh, no, if I get more drunker, buddy, it's only gonna get better from here. I promise.
Look, Bucks are now winning in 6. You're out of your mind. You're out of your mind.
You better tell your old ass Chris Paul to fucking pony up and actually be a big butt there in this next game.
What do you mean? Look, you can blame Chris Paul. How about the whole damn team? Devin Booker puts up 42, and the rest of the team puts up 38. Don't talk about just Chris Paul, but where the hell the rest of the team?
But no, it starts with Chris Paul, though, right?
Team.
No. But listen, those other guys getting points usually start with Chris Paul passing the ball right. You know what I'm saying? Getting assists. If he ain't doing that, those other guys ain't getting points.
Well, who posted it in the chat? It was like 15 turnovers in the last 3 games, which is the most he's had in the playoffs since 2012. So you're talking 9 years.
Well, isn't 2012 the last time he was in the playoffs?
That man's been in the playoffs.
I mean, let's be honest. I'll keep going, brother. I mean,
he just takes the first round exit, so you forget about him real quick.
I mean, it's hard to have a lot of turnovers when you're only playing 3 or 4 games.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Maybe you shouldn't have came on, but
Hey, listen. Next question. What makes you think that Chris Middleton's gonna show up on the road? My dude leaves his suitcase at his home every day. He does not come to play.
Yeah,
like you might as well give that guy some slippers and a cigar and give him a cold one because he ain't gonna do a damn thing.
Man, I think this is the game. Like I was saying to Dan earlier, anyways. I think this is the game that the Bucks can definitely cover the spread for sure. So I'm going to be on the Bucks spread, but this is the one that's going to be the closest, to be honest. So, so we'll see. So whoever wins this one is going to have that momentum to try to finish it off, in my opinion. So,
all right, fellas, I got to jump off here. I really can't be on for too long.
No, sounds good, man. Well, it's nice seeing you, anyways. And yeah. Enjoy that wedding, buddy.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, thanks for jumping in and take some abuse.
Yeah, that's right. We enjoy it. He's always a good sport about
it. He's still talking. He's still talking. I cut him.
Just exit off of that. No one wants to hear his son.
I took him off, and he's sitting there still talking. All right, mate. All right. Oh, that was a good. Hey, mate. We can't. Hey, that's the best way to close the show, right there.
That's right. That's a great way to do it.
Talking a little smack. So there you go. Yep. All right, mate. Thanks a lot again. Thanks a lot. And like I said, we'll get something going. See you next week. Hopefully we get some new other guys on and we'll call it a night. Have a good one.
Alrighty, until next time.
Don't go tipping over any cows tonight.
No, not tonight. Nope.
All right, later.
All right, see you.